The making of a king, Charlemagne's early years. Charlemagne, a name synonymous with power and legacy, strode onto the stage of history in the mid-8th century. Born around 742 AD, his early life remains shrouded in mystery. We know little of his childhood. In the turbulent Frankish kingdom, his father, Pepin the Short, ruled as king of the Franks. Charlemagne's world was one of constant warfare. The Franks were a powerful Germanic people. They had carved out a large kingdom in Western Europe. Growing up in this environment shaped Charlemagne. He learned the art of war and the intricacies of leadership from a young age. These lessons would prove invaluable. When Pepin died, in 768 AD, the Frankish kingdom was divided. Charlemagne and his brother Charlemagne each inherited a portion. This fragile balance of power would not last. 3 years later, Charlemagne's untimely death thrust Charlemagne into the role of sole ruler. At the age of 29, his destiny as a king, a conqueror, and an emperor was set in motion. The Frankish Empire expands Charlemagne's conquests. Charlemagne's reign ushered in an era of unprecedented expansion for the Frankish kingdom. Driven by ambition and a firm belief in his divine right to rule, he embarked on a series of military campaigns that would reshape the map of Europe. His first target was the Lombards in Italy. Their kingdom posed a threat to the Papal States, lands under the control of the Pope. Charlemagne's army marched across the Alps in 773 AD. They crushed the Lombard resistance and incorporated their territory into the Frankish domain. This victory had far-reaching consequences. It cemented Charlemagne's role as protector of the papacy. This alliance between the Frankish crown and the church would have a profound impact on the course of European history. Charlemagne's conquests continued for decades. He subdued the Saxons in a series of bloody conflicts, finally incorporating them into his realm by 804 AD. He campaigned against the Avars in the east, pushing the boundaries of his kingdom to the Danube River. From the Pyrenees Mountains to the plains of Hungary, Charlemagne's name became synonymous with military might. A pact of iron and faith, Charlemagne and the papacy. Charlemagne understood the importance of religion as a unifying force. He forged a strong alliance with the papacy. This bond served both his political and spiritual ambitions. The Pope, as head of the Catholic Church, held immense sway over the people of Europe. Charlemagne's support for the Church ensured the loyalty of his subjects. Their relationship reached its zenith on Christmas Day, 800 AD. While attending Mass in Rome, Pope Leo III placed a crown upon Charlemagne's head. He was proclaimed Emperor of the Romans. This momentous event marked the revival of the Western Roman Empire, albeit in a new form. Charlemagne, the warrior king, became the guardian of Christendom. This alliance, however, was not without its complexities. Charlemagne, while a devout Christian, also believed in the power of the Frankish kings. He saw himself as the rightful heir to the Roman emperors. This occasionally brought him into conflict with the Pope. Each sought to assert their authority. Christmas Day, 800 AD, the coronation of an emperor. The year 800 AD marked a turning point in European history. On Christmas Day, as Charlemagne knelt in prayer at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, Pope Leo III crowned him Emperor of the Romans. This act, laden with symbolism and political maneuvering, signaled the emergence of a new power in the West. Charlemagne's coronation had profound implications. It legitimized his rule over a vast empire and established a precedent for the relationship between the church and secular rulers in Europe. The title of emperor carried immense prestige. It elevated Charlemagne above other kings. It also formally recognized him as the successor to the Roman emperors. This event solidified the idea of a Christian Europe united under a single emperor. This ideal would have a lasting impact on the political landscape of the continent. It also set the stage for future conflicts between emperors and popes vying for supremacy. Section 5, the Carolingian Renaissance, a revival of learning and law. Charlemagne was not only a conqueror, but also a patron of learning and culture. He recognized that a strong empire needed more than just military might. It needed a solid foundation in education and law. He initiated a period of cultural and intellectual revival that became known as the Carolingian Renaissance. Charlemagne established schools throughout his empire. He invited scholars from all over Europe to teach in these institutions. They revitalized the study of classical Roman and Greek texts. He also commissioned the creation of a new and more legible script known as Carolingian minuscule. This script made it easier to copy and disseminate texts, contributing to the spread of knowledge. Charlemagne also reformed the Frankish legal system. He codified existing laws and issued new ones. He sought to create a more just and efficient system of governance. He established a system of royal officials known as missi dominici to travel throughout his empire. They ensured that his laws were being enforced and that justice was being served. Section 6. A legacy forged in iron and ink. Charlemagne's enduring impact. Charlemagne's reign, spanning over 4 decades, left an indelible mark on the course of European history. He transformed a fragmented collection of Germanic tribes into a vast empire, laying the groundwork for the Holy Roman Empire. His legacy is not just one of military conquests, but also of cultural and intellectual revival. His patronage of the arts and education during the Carolingian Renaissance breathed new life into Europe after centuries of decline. His reforms in law and administration provided a model for future rulers. His reign marked a turning point in European history. Charlemagne's empire, however, did not long survive his death in 814 AD. The vast realm he had forged through conquest and diplomacy was divided amongst his heirs. The ideal of a united Christian Europe under a single emperor faded, although it would continue to resonate throughout the Middle Ages. Section 7. Charlemagne's impact on Europe. Charlemagne's impact on Europe was profound. He left a legacy of unity, strength, and a renewed interest in learning. His reign marked the beginning of a new era in European history. His empire, though short-lived, provided a model for future empires. His support of the Church strengthened Christianity's hold in Europe. The Carolingian Renaissance, ignited by his patronage, preserved classical knowledge and laid the groundwork for future intellectual advancements. Charlemagne's rule influenced the development of feudalism. This system of governance shaped medieval Europe for centuries. His emphasis on law and order set a precedent for future rulers. His impact on Europe's political, religious, and cultural landscape is undeniable. Section 8. The Legend of Charlemagne. Charlemagne's life and deeds became the stuff of legends. Stories of his bravery, wisdom, and strength were passed down through generations. He became a mythical figure embodying the ideals of kingship and chivalry. The most famous of these legends is the Song of Roland. This epic poem tells the story of Roland, one of Charlemagne's knights who died heroically in battle against the Muslims in Spain. The poem celebrates loyalty, courage, and the defense of Christendom. It helped to cement Charlemagne's image as a legendary warrior king. These legends, though often embellished, reflect the profound impact that Charlemagne had on the imagination of medieval Europe. He became a symbol of a bygone era of glory and unity, a reminder of the potential for greatness that lay within European civilization. Section 9. Conclusion. Charlemagne's enduring legacy. Charlemagne's life was a testament to the power of ambition, faith, and intellect. He was a warrior king who forged an empire. He was a pious Christian who saw himself as the defender of the church. He was a patron of learning who sparked a cultural revival. His legacy is complex and multifaceted. His empire may have fragmented, but his impact on Europe is undeniable. He left behind a legacy of unity, strength, and a renewed interest in learning that would shape the course of European history for centuries to come. Charlemagne's story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, a single individual can make a difference.